Welcome, Satnam, everybody. Good morning from California. I know it's not morning where a lot of you are, but it is here, and we're about to start our day. We're on set of where we're filming the new Radiant Body course, and we filmed the whole course. It's really, I'm happy with it. It's really good, and so here we are, and we're gonna hopefully go real deep today. And I know that a lot of you are going full force with this 40-day challenge still, and for some, I'm sure it's going smooth. For others, it's very challenging, and all of that is just right. Even though sometimes, if it's really challenging for us, we don't feel like that's just right, but often it is, and even that doesn't make it any easier. And when our life is going through a lot of difficulty, it's sometimes hard to get perspective on the value of that difficulty, of course, when we're inside it. But that's why we want to keep doing this work, because life will become difficult at times, and we don't know what the future holds for us, just individually as well as collectively out here on planet Earth. So more and more we need to make sure that we have the mental vitality, the radiance that gives you the capacity to be able to see the blessings in the curse, not just in retrospect, because often that's the case, is that we have very difficult times, and then we're able to look back and see that that was actually a really important part of my life, and it turned my life in a really important direction that I wouldn't have gone in otherwise. This sickness or this relationship breakup or so on. And what we would like to be able to do, though, is to be able to feel the blessing and see the blessing and experience the blessing in the painful times as it is happening. And that is absolutely a realistic endeavor, but it requires meditative awareness. And so meditative awareness is not developed quickly. It can be experienced quickly, like just in one practice. Like today, we should be able to hopefully experience our meditative psyche. But to stabilize meditative awareness takes time, and it takes consistency. So if things are really turbulent in your life right now, and keep going. But again, it's not important that you do a super I almost said a super duper. I really almost did. I had to hold it back. I don't know why I held it back. It's not important that you do a super duper long practice. A short practice consistently is far more important than a long practice that then ends. You see what I'm saying? I say that a lot, and I'm not just doing it to make people feel better that have short practices. I mean, it's a real thing, because anytime you're doing sadhana like this, you're going to create some destabilization because you're creating change. And what you're doing is you're creating change in demoting tendencies, meaning habitual tendencies that you have, and habitual tendencies that you have that are taking away your life force. They make you less vital. They make you less happy. However, they're comfortable because they've been there a long time. And so even when you're purifying away old habits, which is what exactly this Kriya does, the meditation that we're practicing does, it's anytime you purify anything, it destabilizes the organism to a certain extent. So there's no rush in this stuff. We want to move very slowly. And so even if you're doing 3 minutes a day, 7 minutes a day, 11 minutes a day, it's amazing. It's amazing. Just be consistent, because what you don't ideally want to do, in my opinion, is to stop altogether. Even if you miss days, get back on if you can. Because no matter what it is that's going on in your life, you're always going to have a certain, whether you're doing Kriyas or not Kriyas, you're going to have destabilization in your life, because that's what planet Earth is all about. There's nothing stable here. Things seem stable, but they're not stable at all. And there's tamas energy that is inert, but it's not stable. It's not ultimately stable. It's only relatively stable. Even the ground that you sit upon, those of us who live in California, we know that even the earth is not stable, that from time to time it quakes and it moves. And so there's nothing stable in life other than the part of you that doesn't die. That's the only stable part of life. The energy of consciousness, the energy of love, and the energy of awareness. Those are the only three magnetic forces that are not stable, that are stable. Everything else is unstable. So by creating a practice that is regular, that ideally happens around the same time every morning, you do create, that's what sadhana gives you, a consistent practice adds stability to your life, even though in the meantime it's going to create some destabilization, because you're purifying away subconscious structures that have been intact and inert for a long period of time, perhaps even lifetimes, and that can bring up challenges. But you're going to have challenges no matter what, and those challenges would have come up anyways. It might have just taken longer. And so what you do want to make sure you have is at least some meditation practice you're doing every day, so whatever challenges do come up in your life, you have meditative power to navigate through them with. That gives you a better angle on and better perspective. The same thing, a perspective is an angle. And that's what Tantra is all about, and that's what this Tantric force is all about, is developing the power to have a more intelligent angle on the experiences that are coming up in your life. And so if you're having great challenges, consider them opportunities, and they are blessings just as much as they're curses. They are opportunities to practice, all right, do I have the meditative power? Do I have the mental power to have a elevated angle and perspective on this? And even if you don't find that you don't have the power, well, that's good information. It's good feedback, and it shows, well, I still need to work on that, because when difficult things arise in my life, it's one thing to be able to see, all right, what is the blessing in this? It's another thing altogether to be able to hold that perspective when emotional energy comes up and challenges that elevated perspective. And so let's use this in that fashion. And that's why we need a prayerful mind, a prayerful heart, because otherwise everything's just circulating in the inside of your nervous system. We get anxiousness, we get overwhelmed, we feel depressed. And so by a prayerful mind and a prayerful heart, I mean the ability to connect to the soul energy of life, the nucleus of your being, and then the great energy of life, and to be able to ask for assistance when needed, and to know that, like, little me with my little nervous system and my little brain, I only have so much capacity. I need help from the big force that has created all of this. And so by developing the meditative mind, I'm simultaneously developing the prayerful mind, because it's only through that neutralized psyche that the heart and the mind can connect in a very clear and pure way to the infinite energy of life. Some people call that G-O-D, others call it other things, but whatever we call it, let's connect. So come to prayer pose. Exhale. Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Ade Gude Name, Jugade Gude Name, Sat Gude Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name, Ade Gude Name, Jugade Gude Name, Sat Gude Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name, Ade Gude Name, Jugad Gude Name, Sat Gude Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Satnam, come onto the hands and knees. Let's start warming up. And we'll begin cat-cow. Inhaling, head is coming up. Exhaling, head is coming down. Your eyes down now. You know, right now is the important moment now to very consciously draw your energy inward. Forget about what else is going on and work with your life force energy as opposed to being distracted and allowing your energy to leak out into the external world. In order to do what it is we're endeavoring to do in our lives, you need inner pranic force. You need magnetism. And that's hard to develop if you don't discipline your mind. Keep your mind concentrated on the breath. Keep your eyes closed down. Gaze into the third eye. that the heart center lifts. That really requires a little root lock on every inhalation. Inhale deeply. Navel, rectum, sexor. Open the heart, drop the shoulders. Triangular gaze into the third eye. Be still there. Relax into that space. Under tongue, roof of the mouth. Exhale. Hands up to your shoulders. Inhale left, exhale right. Keep up. Into the center, inhale. And exhale. Okay, hands on your knees. And then up. Every exhale, release the shoulders. It can be slower, like or double time. Lift through the root lock though. Squeeze up. Exhale. Perfect. Well, we don't always have the room to do this, but today we do. Let's try Sarvabandhande Kriya. So you're going to come on, start on your hands and knees. And you're going to tuck your toes under, push the butt back to the heels. And come into down dog. They call it triangle in Kundalini, but that gets confusing for folks. So like this, and so your fingers are spread wide. The backs of each of your knuckles, palm side of the hand press into the floor. Now lift through the backs of your legs. If you need to walk the heels a few times just to loosen up, fine. And then you're going to inhale, lift up on your toes, and then flatten out into plank. And here, your navel, root lock, and legs are strong. And then you strengthen down, exhale like a chaturanga. And ideally, only your hands and toes are touching the floor. Do the best you can. Then you keep the toes under, and you lift into like an up dog. And then you exhale, down dog. So that'll be our rhythm. It goes inhale. come into down dog. Finish your repetition, down dog. And then relax for a few moments, child's pose. Full child's pose, relax your arms by your sides, palms facing up. If you're not used to these Sarvadande Kriya, it takes time to develop the endurance, but start by seeing, alright, what's your baseline? How many can you do before you need to rest? Then you rest and do a few more. So that baseline gets up to, I can do, alright, 11 repetitions. Then I'll rest and do maybe 11 more. And I build up to where I can do 22 repetitions without resting. Rest and maybe add 11 more. And build up to where you can do, eventually you can do 108 repetitions of Sadhamandande without resting. That's a tremendous practice. So if you can do that, teachings say you don't need to do anything else because your presence will do everything for you. Okay, one more round. Come in downward facing dog. Lift up on the toes, root lock comes in, then you strengthen down. Inhale up and exhale down dog. Child's pose, relax. Pose. You're hearing some of the early mixes of music that was recorded at the Dharma Warrior Immersion. Soon enough, they'll be in the Life Force Academy. One of my goals in the next year is to really develop out that audio section of the academy. Okay, one of our goals, not just my goals. Alright, bring your arms 60 degrees. Thumbs are out, fingers are tucked. Inhale deep. Drop your shoulder blades, exhale. Extend out through the arms. Root lock is in, chest is lifted. Inhale deep, gaze the third eye. Just like that, keep up. Use the pranic pump of your navel. Keep up. Sound of the mantra to permeate your entire psyche and physical sheath of the body. And vibrate, make the navel and the breath part of the rhythm section. Feel the field of energy emanating from the heart center. Visualize an arc of light between the two thumbs. Deeper your concentration, third eye gaze, brighter that becomes. Seconds. Inhale. Thumb tips touching, fingers wide. Under tongue, upper palate. Utla. Drop the shoulders, touch the sky. Stretch. Exhale. Just meditate. Satnam. And so we'll prepare ourselves for the meditation and bring in your hands into the posture. The fingers interlock, curled at the 45-degree angle like curled swords at the heart center. Eyes will be down, looking down past the tip of the nose. And you'll be vibrating the mantra of the Tantric Kriya. The 16-beat Vaheguru rhythm. Deeply concentrating. Inhale. chest lifted, shoulders drop. Vibrate the cosmos. Through the old, sticky, subconscious structures that obstruct the perception of supreme reality, that obstruct the perception and the experience of supreme love. Purify the inner psychic channels with the force of the thunderbolt, the mantra, and expand your field of radiance. Use the sound to generate a radiant field, a radiant force around you, using the navel, the vibration of the lips and the tongue. vibrate the sound. Make your body like a resonator chamber. Vibrate the sound in the center channels of the body. directions, emanating out everywhere into the past, into the future. Exhale, relax, meditate. Satnam. Take your hands at prayer pose. Just let your natural prayer come through your presence. Think of all beings everywhere.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you.
Think of those who are suffering in the world.
And the pure light within you.
Elderly who are
Guide your way
unable to care for themselves.
May the long time sun shine upon you.
And those who are starving with pangs of hunger.
All love surround you.
And those who lack the spiritual nourishment of a real Dharma.
Guide your way on.
And flow your compassionate energy to the infinite numbers of beings in all directions.
All love surround you, and the pure light within you. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way
Satnam. Hey, so I'm gonna head over to our Facebook group on our forum, and give me a couple minutes to get over there, and I'll see you there in just 2 or 3 minutes.